Come to order. It's another meeting of the Saturday Afternoon Movie Club. I'm Geoff. I'm here with the usuals. Randall, how you doing?
You got to go to him first.
Bjorn, what's up?
Howdy.
Oh, man, we're still doing that. What about you?
Howdy.
Okay, we're the Saturday Afternoon Cowboy Club. Talking all things cowboy. When was the last time you had a Dr. Pepper in a bottle? That seems like a cowboy thing.
It does.
I'd respond in cowboy terms, but I think I might get canceled.
Yeah, don't. Tell me off air, because I don't even know what that would be.
Me either.
The second word is age. That's what we'll say. Anyway, go on.
I feel like I'm further from it.
I know, me too. I'm like, whoa.
Right, that made that the second word thing was so jarring. I forgot what we're talking about.
Well,
But I know what we will talk about: movies.
Yeah.
So today is another installment of our movies that star TV stars. We're doing Live Wire, starring Pierce Brosnan from 1992. But before we get into that, what have you seen anything since we last talked?
Yes.
Let's go with you. Let's go, Randy.
John and I watched Vampire's Kiss.
Vampire's Kiss. All right.
What a fucking movie that is.
Yeah.
Good God.
Nicolas Cage.
Nick Cage, right?
That's one we should do on here. For sure.
From the 80s Nick Cage vampire movie.
That is the way that I was trying to describe it. I was trying to make a post about it, and I never actually did it, but it's a movie about a man who gets bit by a vampire and then becomes Nick Cage.
Oh, cool. All right.
Yeah.
That's fun.
Yeah.
That'd be a fun movie. That's kind of what I thought Dream Scenario was. Nick Cage bites you, and then you become Nick Cage. And there's a bunch of Nick Cage zombies. That'd be a fun Nick Cage meta movie.
Everyone's just a little Nick Cage. That's hilarious. That would be great.
It's actually pretty good. We should timestamp this.
Just telling people, I want to take his face.
June 26th, 1204, June 26th, 2025. I'm gonna fucking put this on a USB card and mail it to myself. The poor man's copyright. You can't steal my Nick Cage bites people and turns people into Nick Cage idea. Listeners.
Right. Any other actor. Nope. But that one would just be unbelievable.
Oh, yeah. I'd love that.
You know he's saying yes to it, too.
Yeah, 100%.
We could email him the
still
script.
paying off the T-Rex skull.
He'd be like,
Yeah.
that's right.
It's a lot of money to spend for a hoax that the devil made.
I almost got spit on by Randall for that one.
Yeah, you did.
It would have been worth
That
it.
was almost a spit take. You know what?
It's a good thing there's Mike is here, because I feel like that was my main line of defense on that spit take was this microphone that he owns.
Yep, your
Like,
about 7 inches of your chest would have been fine.
I mean, some of it would have been blocked by your mic, too.
That's true.
It wouldn't have been enough, though. What's in your water bottle?
Water.
Water? Damn it. I was hoping it was hot coffee. Really teach Bjorn a lesson for me saying something funny. The wrong person gets the lesson taught.
yeah. Hey.
So who else is in Vampire's Kiss? I didn't mean to ask any gotcha
was like,
questions.
No, it's
I
not a
don't know
gotcha
details
question.
of
It's
mine.
just there's nobody of note. It's really just Nick Cage. But that's where the like side-cocked head, giant eyes, big smile meme comes from. That's where him pointing his sitting at a desk and he's pointing with his head down. That's where that comes from.
Oh. Nick Cage memes.
Nick Cage, yeah, a couple big memes come out of that, and then
We'll
second
do
half
more
of-
meme talk on the Patreon. We should do full meme episodes.
We fucking should watch all the movies where famous memes come from.
No, you just tell me where they're from, because I don't know. I'm the old one.
You'd get the Friday one.
I'd get the Friday one.
Yeah.
I have a few on my phone I use, but not. I don't. I know where they're from. The Simpsons usually, but
Yeah.
all this other stuff, I don't even know.
Did you see, by the way, the big thing that happened at the finale of season 36 of The Simpsons?
No, that just happened.
It just happened. Do you want to find out, or do you want me to tell you?
It's
big. It's a big thing.
It's like, should we do a spoiler?
Yeah, I would say oh, for sure, 100%.
All right, if you don't want to know what happens in the season 36 finale, right now, hit that skip ahead button.
Go 30 seconds.
Go.
Marge dies.
What the fuck?
Yeah, they kill Marge.
How are they going to retcon that next year? They can't. Like, that's insane.
Yep.
Did she also need expense money to fly in from Denver? That's how they got rid of Maud. All right, so we won't talk about it anymore. We're done. The spoilers are over. But also, holy fucking shit.
Holy shit. Wow.
It's a big thing they did.
Yeah.
It's a big deal.
Right, so season 37 premiere. I'm calling it right now. The guest star, Lurleen. But no more. You figure it out, listeners who skipped. No spoilers.
Yeah. That's a deep cut reference too. That's like season 6.
Yeah, I mean it's a deep cut because there's 37 seasons of The Simpsons.
Right.
It's not that deep a cut for people who watch The Simpsons.
That's true.
It's right in the window of when they liked it.
It's right in the window of when I liked it.
Yeah. So, Vampire's Kiss, you give it a 2 thumbs up, or you want to?
Yeah.
Is it fun to watch, or is it good?
It's very fun to watch. It is not good.
Perfect.
It is a trash fire of a movie, but it is super fun to watch.
That's kind of my bag.
Yeah.
That's kind of the deal with the movie I watched.
What about you, Soft J?
Soft J. Paul and I watched the new Final Destination.
Oh,
6. Have you seen it?
It's so good.
It's great.
I loved it.
It's great.
I absolutely loved it.
Paul called the Tony. This is a light spoiler. The Tony Todd. What's his name?
Tony Todd?
Yep.
Tony Todd guy that's in all of them. He shows up. He's great. He's ominous. Isn't it? Is he Candyman?
Yes.
The original?
Yeah.
Yeah. I had
He's
been
also
dragging
not
my
into
feet.
that soft ass shit
Yeah,
from The Rock. He's that guy from The Rock.
that's right.
It's you. You're the piano man.
That's right. But I was telling Geoff, I rewatched all of them recently.
Sure.
Which one's your favorite of the Final Destinations? And I define them by the incident.
Oh, sure.
So it's like, do you like Airplane?
It's a cross between Highway Accident and Roller Coaster, 2 and 3.
Yeah.
2, which I loved how many well, there really only 2. 2 big FD2 Easter eggs in this new one. And it made me laugh really hard when they came up.
What was the second one?
So the first one was the logging truck, right? That they almost hit.
Right.
Logging truck cuts them off.
Yeah, you're going to run the fucking intersection. You're not going to just drive into the intersection in a blind corner.
Right. So that's the first. And then the second one
You deserve to get hit by a logging truck,
100%.
is my opinion.
100%. And the second one is how it ends with the logs launching over the train.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't think about that because it was just like end movie. I loved the ending.
That in and of itself, the timing of it was very joke-like.
Yeah.
And then them being logs was just the...
I love I like how they redid it. So
Same.
basically they usually
Do you know
different,
about these
but-
movies at all?
I've seen the first one.
So most of them follow that formula. This one it's a bloodline instead of
Basically, how they do it, they open it up with a giant destruction scene, right?
Yeah.
lots of death.
Lots of death. And instead of it
Somebody that
winding,
should have died doesn't, and the
Right.
rest of the movie is death trying to.
that's
settle
the normal
story.
formula. So what they do with this one is after the destruction scene, instead of rewinding 5 minutes and then having them freak out, it pushes you way into the future into someone else. And you're like, this is weird. And then you come to find out that the lady from the big destruction scene in the beginning does survive and then spends the rest of her life trying to stay away from death. Kind of like What's Her Face in the first 2.
It's like when you don't cash a check and the company has to figure out how to fix their books.
That's
Why is this wrong?
That's exactly it.
Yeah.
Because then what
Death is just trying to settle the books at the end of the
Yeah.
year.
So death, she does end up, so you find out, more spoilers, she does end up having her freak out, and then 8 or 9 people survive. And then the rest of the movie is them saying, well, if those people had originally died, none of their families would exist.
Because
So you see oh, those people, and then all of their families were wiped out, and now death is coming for this last family.
Whoa.
because they should have not
Because
existed.
then none of them should exist.
which is a cool
It's a really
update.
cool retooling.
And that opening scene, it's on like a space needle essentially, and
Yeah.
it just gets destroyed by a penny.
And there are
How many are there?
this
this
is
the
the
sixth?
sixth one.
6.
What I
we
didn't
should.
know,
I'll watch them all someday.
I saw a little behind the scenes reel on Instagram. The girl who gets killed by the dump truck. That's a practical effect.
Oh yeah, no, and so is the
She's
we're
really
just-
dead.
She's really dead. Yeah, that one's practical. The lawnmower's practical,
Uh-huh.
and so is the. I'm just like these are all the death scenes, and so is the big magnet thing, the MRI machine.
Oh yeah.
It's just a
Yep.
fake thing, and he just slid
there's,
in there.
There's one dude in the top and one dude in the bottom.
These
Pretty
are
cool.
a lot of spoilers, but not really.
Wait, yeah. Yes and no.
Yes
My
and no.
favorite one is the fourth one because it's essentially a screwball comedy.
Remind me what it was.
It's the NASCAR one.
See, 4 and 5 I saw once kind of half-assedly,
Yeah.
so I don't remember them that well.
So it's less. This is last. I just wanted to get this point out. It's more like played as a comedy. It's like a little more lighthearted. It's less Saw
okay.
and more like just like a grindhouse gore.
Okay.
And I like that approach as opposed to the like weird nails on a chalkboard, like
Sure.
tense. It's
Sure,
less
sure, sure.
tense, so
Yeah.
it's just more of a fun watch.
Yeah.
Where it's like there's no like weird stuff with fingernails or anything like that.
Oh,
You know what I
okay.
mean?
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
like this
never
new
mind.
one-
I'm out. I don't like the fingernail stuff.
This new one has a septum piercing. Gets ripped out.
He gets all his piercings.
Gets all his
ripped out,
piercings ripped out.
and he has them all.
Yeah, he's got all the ones you can think
Oh,
of.
the MRI.
Yeah.
The MRI rips him out. We're just spoiling it, but whatever.
It's a great movie. I really like it.
It's a lot of fun. I'm glad. Yeah. I had been dragging my feet on watching it and making excuses, and Paul's like, "We're watching this movie," and I was like, "All right, fine."
I wanted to see it since it came out because it got such great reviews, and then just didn't make it to the theater. And then I watched it at home. John went upstairs to do something. I was like, "Fuck it, I'm watching this. I don't
That's
care if he's
awesome.
here."
Did you watch anything? No.
No.
Moving on.
No
Just
movies.
Magnum. He just slipped on a couple Magnums.
Yeah, I can't even remember what.
He walks
He
upstairs.
really didn't want to
yesterday.
feel anything.
Yeah, he's just like hey, I'm gonna put on a Magnum. I'll be upstairs. And Paul and I were laughing so hard at that. We're
Right,
like,
right,
well, at
'cause
least
they
he's
only
being
think about
responsible. I feel like
Meanwhile, I've only ever said that word in the context of the television program Magnum PI.
and I've always thought of it in the context of the Magnum PI until he said that.
Put on a
I'm
condom.
gonna go put on a Magnum.
Not all of us are defined by who or how we fuck. Bjorn.
Check out our Patreon for more information.
Right? It's a call forward to a thing that you're not subscribed to. How about that, listener? Yeah, I just don't have the time to say Magnum PI every time.
That's fair.
Yeah, sometimes I'm busy. I don't want to take other people's time saying things I don't think are necessary. Turns out also Magnums are just regular sized condoms.
They're just longer.
They have the
They're
best.
just longer.
They're not even longer. Like they're not like I haven't seen
It's
like
just-
the first time I got some was because that's all that was there, and I was like, well, this will at least be funny.
yeah.
And then they're just
Yeah.
they're just condoms. It's not they're not different. I could wear Magnums, regular Magnums. They're not fucking huge. They just have an incredible fucking word of mouth marketing. Somehow.
It's like wearing an ankle sock or a regular sock with like an ankle sock. You just roll it up. You just roll it
Maybe
down.
I have. Maybe my dick is a huge dick, and I just don't know because I haven't seen as many as you.
You're like, I hope.
All the ones I've seen have been on accident and for as little time as possible. You know, I look away quick.
And you've never watched porn.
I've done. I mean, I just taken the general aesthetic.
Okay. You were like the set pieces.
Yeah, there's no. I mean, but there's no real like scale or like I have. Nobody's ever holds up a quarter next to their dick, so I can be like, yeah, that was definitely bigger than mine. That guy probably needs to have his magnums taken out. He's gotta take it to a tailor or whatever. They're just It's just incredible, Mark. I don't know how
They never take a Red Bull can, take a swig, set it on their leg. It's a little
right, I'm
branding.
pausing it and zooming it in and go, oh, it's an 8 ounce.
It's an 8 ounce.
They're tricking us. Trying to make me think it's one of those 16 ounce cans.
Do they Sharpie a 1 in front of the 9?
How dare you fucking try to cheat me, guy from Belarus.
What did we watch, Jeff?
We watched Livewire, 1992. Pierce Brosnan. I remember seeing this movie on television. I never thought to look it up again. I did my research last night and found something out that was a little jarring. The movie was not released.
Oh.
It was, they made it, they were going to release it. It was made to be released. And it ended up, they ended up bagging the release and putting it out on like home video, and it premiere or whatever was on HBO. I think it had like, when I looked up for theater money or whatever, they showed it in a theater in Tucson, Arizona once.
So it made around $300.
Yeah, who knows? I mean, if you're just showing it once, it was probably free. Probably tacked on to, it just came with the ticket for fucking whatever, some other 1992 in the line of
like
fire
a double
or whatever.
feature or something. Yeah.
That was probably the time they showed it and we're like, oh yeah, we're not releasing this.
So what else did they play on HBO that day? What other movies were in the lineup? Or did they just play it back to back 3 times because it was TV?
Well, I guess did you even do a box office, like a top 10?
No, there isn't one.
There
There isn't.
I could look up the weekend it premiered on HBO, but it's just gonna be a list of movies that were in the theater.
Right.
Like this
right.
movie just came out on HBO, and once I found that out, this is an excellent 90s made for HBO type movie.
Oh,
like,
100%.
It's honestly it's better than what they were doing at the time. It has more people in it, better, like slightly higher level of actors. Like it has the level of actor where you're like, I thought 5 years later this gets released. But we're in that weird period of time where Pierce Brosnan is nothing. It's post Remington Steele, pre GoldenEye. So he's not a movie star. He's not really. He's a guy that was a TV star.
Did you know he was supposed to be Bond before Timothy Dalton?
Really?
Instead of Timothy
Dalton.
I did not know that.
And they renewed Remington Steele so he couldn't do it.
Oh, okay.
And then I found out they canceled it after they added an extra season, and then they canceled it halfway through. So they just totally screwed him over they didn't want him to be Bond.
Yeah, when they pitched him Bond, Remington Steele was over.
Okay.
And then NBC was like, never mind, we want a season 5. So he couldn't do it. And then they ended up only ordering half a season.
Wow. That's fucked.
Yeah. And he was almost super fucked. Except for the fact that it took too long to get the next Bond worked up after what's the second Living Daylights or whatever, License to Kill.
Yeah.
The second Timothy Dalton one. Because it was like 6 years later. And Timothy Dalton turned that down.
Okay.
He was like,
he walked away from it
because
because he's like, I don't want to do this.
Yeah.
And then they got
So then he got it. Right. And Timothy Dalton made the two James Bond movies without Bond girls.
And Alan Rickman was supposed to be the original villain in GoldenEye.
Dude, that would have been so fucking sick. Who did it end up being?
I forget his name. And they changed the character to be like a bad Bond.
Right, it was Sean Bean, right?
Yeah.
It was 006 was the ultimate bad guy in that one.
Oh, okay.
And a lot of people think that, from what I was reading, and I would agree with this, I like that it's like a yin yang. Like it's like his exact opposite, as opposed to just a Bond villain, which is what it was supposed to be originally.
Right.
But to be fair, I think Alan Rickman would have been better at that 006.
Yeah?
Because he has all the Bond suave, but more... Like, especially in 95, like how we'd seen him in movies.
Yeah.
He has more menace. He could be a good guy Bond, but he also could be a good bad 006.
Well, he had just proven himself in Die Hard to be an
Right.
excellent villain.
And that's why
Like,
they
in a
wanted
similar
him.
context.
And that's why he didn't want to do it, because he didn't want to get typecast.
Got it.
That
but
was
he had done
the
like
reason he didn't
it
do
wasn't just Die Hard. He was the sheriff of Nottingham. He was in. I mean,
Yeah.
nobody remembers this, but he was the bad guy in Quigley Down Under. He was like ruthless in that movie. Like he had done. He was set up to be. He could have been 006 so good.
Yeah.
Speaking of quick Bond stuff, did you see the announcement that just came out about the new Bond?
I did. I don't know all the details off the top of my head, but it's because Amazon
Fucking
bought it.
Can never pronounce this dude's last name, and it pisses me off because I love him. Denis Villeneuve.
Okay.
He did the last two Dune movies. He did Arrival, Sicario.
Yeah.
He's directing the next Bond.
Oh,
Oh, wow.
okay.
Yeah, and I'm
This will be good to go to sleep to. Just kidding.
Yeah.
buddy. First off, go fuck yourself. Secondly, you clearly haven't seen Sicario.
Thirdly, the 5 movies he's made since Sicario back you up a little bit better. Than Sicario.
I'm not saying you're wrong, but still.
Yeah.
I'm
excellent
simply
choice.
saying it is on the table. It could be Sicario. It could be a real long nap.
If
He's got it in him. He
He
can do
does.
both. But he also did Blade Runner, right? Like
he did Blade Runner.
Right, that movie. Like so, no matter
Yeah.
what it's going to be beautiful.
It's going to be fucking
Yeah.
gorgeous. It's going to rip. I'm.
I
very
think
excited
I
about
think
it.
it'll be good.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
if,
cool.
If he undoes everything that Sam Mendes and the other directors set up with the Daniel Craig franchise, that would be kind of criminal, but I'd still be on board for it
Yeah.
because I love him as a director.
Yeah, it's interesting to see what an actual like that kind of filmmaker, an auteur.
Which I would argue that's Sam Mendes too.
Yeah, but Sam Mendes did what did he do the last couple?
He did
Daniel
he did
Craig's 'cause,
Casino
like-
Royale. No, he didn't do Casino. He did Skyfall, and I think he did Spectre. But he's also like on the other side of that, like not James Bond at all, was that John Krasinski, Maya Rudolph movie, Away We Go.
Yeah, I mean
He also
Sam
did Road to
Mendes.
Perdition.
He Road to Perdition. He made that. He makes good movies.
Yeah.
Skyfall is one of the few. Like I've only seen Timothy Dalton, Pierce Brosnan, and Daniel Craig James Bonds, but of those, and from what I could tell, just like reading about the franchise or
Mhm.
whatever, Skyfall is the only tour
Skyfall's
Bond
a
movie.
such a good movie.
But
You
it
like
feels
Skyfall?
like it feels like a singular vision, a writer director,
I would agree with that. Yeah.
and the rest are just movies.
Yeah.
And to bring this guy in, because like Tarantino wanted to do a Bond movie.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
that
yeah.
would be interesting.
That
Like
would be
let him
interesting.
do, but nobody will because they don't want to make an R-rated Bond or an R-rated Star Trek. But it's so frustrating to just be like, just see what happens.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Right? Who cares?
What were your thoughts on Skyfall?
Oh, I really liked all of them.
Yeah.
I didn't like the one with the new ones that I didn't like was I didn't like Rami Malek as a villain.
Yeah, he was. I thought
It just-
and
He just
Christoph
like chewed
Waltz-
on it in a weird way, and I wasn't
Yeah.
on board for it.
Honestly, I thought in Spectre that Christoph Waltz was like criminally underutilized.
Yeah.
Like he was so flat in everything that he did, and it's not his fault.
Yeah.
But the last two, Spectre and I think it's No Time to Die was the last
Yeah.
one.
No Time to Die.
Both of them were definitely more flat than they.
Spoiler alert, that is one of the worst titles for what that movie was. Because it was a lot of fucking time.
Yeah.
And B,
Yeah.
he for sure died.
Yeah, he for sure died. Spoilers
So,
on that.
Both parts of your title are lies. Well, No Time to Die, then that shit should be 82 minutes long. And he should be alive.
Yeah.
We could. All the time in the it should be called All the Time for Him to Die.
All
And
the
then
time.
3 hours and 10 minutes later, whatever, fucking however long it took.
Did you see who? It hasn't been officially announced yet, but like who the new Bond is very likely going to be?
I've seen some of those, but which?
Aaron Taylor Johnson.
Oh,
cool.
okay.
Yeah.
That'll
That's
be fun.
Because it hasn't been announced, but I guess you might be able to answer this. You could too. Every Bond, at least starting with Pierce Brosnan, if not before, became the new spokesman for Rolex before they were announced as the new Bond.
Oh.
And Aaron Taylor Johnson, about a couple weeks ago, was announced as the new spokesman for Rolex.
Yeah, that because there's nothing else about his career so far that would lead him to that Rolex spokesman.
Right, exactly. And like,
Oh,
he's,
yeah,
he's
I
got
did
the
see
body
that.
type.
Yeah.
He's
Right,
British.
nobody's gonna be like, oh, we got the bad guy and the fall guy. That's who should sell our watches.
Right.
Right. The guy in
Kick
Tenet
ass.
that we don't know what his actual role is because the movie's too confusing.
Yeah.
He should be the Rolex guy.
Right.
Right. He makes it interesting. He does.
I
Cool,
I
fun
really
stuff.
like
He's
him.
really good. Yeah. I didn't know he was British.
But he also, like, there was a recent thing where someone's like, "What's your next project?" He goes, "Can't talk about it." It's like, okay, well,
Yeah, it's
if you just got named Rolex and you can't talk about your next thing, and you're British, that's.
I do remember a thing. I might be this little bit of fake news
And
or
white.
whatever.
Let's not
but
forget
And
that.
white.
they were gonna do. I can never say her name right, but Lashana Lynch. Do you know who that is? Black
No.
lady from the last one.
Oh, okay. I remember there being rumors.
There
about
was
her
rumors
being-
about her being the new Bond.
Right.
It's like they were kind of setting that up, and I think people were like,
Nah, she's black and a
Please.
woman.
"Please don't do that."
I think they said she's a woman. They're like, what about Idris Elba? And they're like, black, old.
Like,
No.
it's just so. But what I was gonna say is, if you did want to see that, the
Mhm.
show The Jackal,
I've heard of that.
it's so good.
Yeah.
It's way too good to be a TV show.
Okay.
I loved it. I was like sick, and I watched the entire thing,
Okay.
and then I started rewatching it with Paul. It's really good.
Okay.
But she kind of basically is sort of like a James Bond role
Okay.
in that. And so if you wanted to see a TV show that
Sure.
it's the one with Eddie Raidman. I don't know.
What I appreciate about that, it's what a lot of people were saying when that conversation was happening, is like, it would be really fucking cool to have person of color or woman in the James Bond role. At the same time, it would be really fucking cool to get a really good original story to put someone like that in and help launch a career and a new thing.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. Anyway.
Right. I don't even want to talk about it in those terms. The fact that anybody could come up with any argument against Idris Elba is insane.
crazy.
And you're going to pretend it's not because you're racist? Idris Elba would be the dopest fucking James
He'd
Bond.
be a
Right.
great James Bond.
Right? I mean, you're right about the age thing now.
I would
but 10
watch-
years ago or whatever, like
When they were talking about it,
it
dude.
should have been. It should have been Idris Elba. He'd be so good at it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's the perfect. Like he could wear a suit. He could, but you also believe he's fucking tough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
He'd be great.
and it fits more in line with what Daniel Craig was than more the debonair Pierce, because before Daniel Craig it was just all about can you wear a tux,
Yeah.
and then Daniel Craig added a little like a little Jason Bourne or whatever, a little like we'll fucking fight.
Yeah.
I'll
And he
fist
gets-
fight you across all
He
the
gets
roofs.
more hurt
Yeah.
than any other James Bond.
He gets fucked up in like every movie.
And I liked that.
Yeah.
That there was a little bit of like
There's stakes.
realism.
fucking
Like
stakes.
he's not like as much of he's a superhero, but not like perfect.
Right.
Like he's
Well, he's smart.
he looks like he's doing it for the first time.
Yeah.
Like
Which
a
my
lot
buddy-
of
It
stuff.
felt more like just like a not a Bond movie, like
Yeah.
a movie about a guy who did cool shit.
My friend put this in context because he was a big fan of the books. He goes, when Casino Royale first came out, he's like, that movie was the perfect Bond movie because if you read the books, Bond is not meant for the job. He is like, M wants him for the job because he knows that he's the right person, but he fails every single test. No one fucking likes him, but he's the only one who can actually do it because of who he is, which is why they set up Casino Royale the way that they do for the rest of the franchise. But it lends to the whole, he gets fucked up, he almost dies, he does die, he loses a bunch of people. Like it's a harrowing part of the franchise.
But Aaron Taylor Johnson, he's younger, so they might do the start it up, whatever, the reset,
Yeah.
and then having that one, like, they really should just commit to the 007 James Bond moniker is something that is a position you hold,
Not a person.
and not a person.
Yeah. I agree.
Even though Skyfall makes it a person.
Yeah.
The gravestones or whatever, and backstory.
Mm-hmm.
But it shouldn't be. But whatever. I might see this one. I saw the Daniel Craig ones in the theater. You know, GoldenEye Up. I've seen most of them in the theater, and Aaron Taylor Johnson's good. I like him. So.
Yeah, I do too.
I saw Tomorrow Never Dies Up in theater
Mm.
because I saw GoldenEye for the first time. That was the first one that I saw,
Mm-hmm.
and I saw it in a speaker store in the surround sound demo
You just watched the whole
part
thing.
of the store while my parents were buying a stereo
Hell
or a
yeah.
fridge or something.
Tomorrow
And I
Never
watched the
Dies.
whole movie.
Tomorrow Never Dies. He is driving a Beamer on ice as a space laser is chasing him. Right?
That's Die Another. Oh, wait,
Does that Die Another Day?
that's the last one that he did.
Okay.
I think that's Die Another Day. Yeah, because it's the Madonna one. It's like Die Another Day. Die. It sounds like they just cut her up saying that. Die Another Day.
Sounds like she was RFK recording a Bond song.
Die. I don't know.
Should we talk about this fucking movie?
I'm regretting doing that, and I just keep doing it. Just like, oh, I'm digging this hole that I don't want to be in. What am I doing?
Right? We don't own the rights.
We don't. That's why I'm only singing half of it. Like,
That's why you're singing
it-
half of every
cutting
word.
out.
All right, so Livewire stars Pierce Brosnan, Ron Silver. I'm trying to find names. Philip Baker Hall's in it.
Mm-hmm.
Brent Jennings plays Pierce Brosnan is a bomb diffuser for the FBI. This movie is set in Washington, D.C.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing about anything they're doing looks like they're in D.C., though.
Right.
It
Even
looks
the
like
final
LA,
house
right?
kind of looks like the house from Beverly Hills Cop
Mm-hmm.
and Commando. Those finales happen in the same location. Lisa Eilbecher's in this, which she's also in Beverly Hills Cop. It's the only other thing I've seen her in is this movie. Beverly Hills Cop is where she's from. She's an art gallery lady. Ron Silver is,
Blue Steel.
Blue Steel. And
Check out episode whatever that
Vision
was.
and Jack.
Mm-hmm.
If you remember that. If you don't know what that is, just look it up. Nobody say anything. Just look it up and watch it. And it'll be way more fun that way. Brent Jennings, Pierce Brosnan's bomb defusing partner, is the safecracker from Die Hard. That's his job.
Oh.
Then there's some kind of, the main bad guy. His name
Yeah.
is Ben Cross. I don't know why he's doing any of what he's doing. It seems like he got hired to build a weapon, and then they tried to fuck him out of his money.
Yeah.
And then that's where we're at in his relationship to the movie when the movie starts.
Yeah.
But it also doesn't seem like enough money for what he invented.
No.
And it seems like such a low amount of money for anybody in the government to balk at
Mm-hmm.
with knowing that it works.
They also didn't really, and we'll get to it, but they don't really explain how the money from this bill was supposed to both satiate the senators who sponsor it and the terrorist organization.
Yeah, why? Like what?
Like, it's an
Why does
arms
it bother
deal.
them to not? It's not like Ron Silver has to write a check from the Ron Silver account.
Right.
It's an appropriations thing. Like,
Well, the whole thing, they say it very briefly towards the end, but it's an arms deal
yeah,
that they're pulling off. But that, how does that get them? Do they get kickbacks from the weapons manufacturers? Like, they don't ever talk about how this
Yeah,
is
it's all
supposed to
very
benefit
vague.
both sides.
right. There was a confrontation where the bad guy tells Ron, "Oh, you have no problem taking your $50 million cut." And you're like, "Cut of what? What
Yeah.
are you doing?" This movie is great. It doesn't fucking. They just say stuff, and if you don't think about it, it all makes sense.
And
You
it
know
does the thing where the science is it's just barely believable enough to not question it.
And they don't try to make us believe it.
Right.
They just tell us this happens. Because if you try to convince me this could be real, that's boring.
It's
Because I
boring.
don't believe you.
Yeah.
And who cares?
They get sciencey enough. It's acid.
It's acid. Well, it's
It's not
something
acid.
that combines with acid.
The acid is
Yeah.
inside your stomach,
So anything acidic.
and they've created a thing. Here's the thing.
Should we do the recap?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do the recap.
Okay.
So we can start
Do we
talking
have
about
more
exploding
context?
water.
No, right. So all right. So all right. Here's the reviews. 5.6 on IMDb. Roger Ebert did not review this because I guess HBO.
Right.
There's no critic score on Rotten Tomatoes. Audience score is at 29%. The movie is an hour and 25 minutes long.
Which was perfect.
Which, right? Any longer and you're really going to know whether or not it's good.
Yeah.
They give you, and even in an hour and 25 minutes, there's still a lot of extra shit.
Yeah.
That doesn't particularly matter.
You can cut out the shit about their daughter.
Right?
Cut that
Their
whole thing
daughter
out.
died. Like a fucking kid dies. And they make us watch it, but then
It's of consequence for like maybe 30 seconds, and it doesn't need to be.
it's just a thing to throw in why their marriage is troubled.
Right.
But they've already done that because she works for Ron Silver and they made out, or he thinks they made out. They might have fucked. We don't know.
I mean,
But anyway, they have a strained relationship. And it's not just because she somewhat cheated on him. They also had a daughter die that they made us watch. And there's why. It's an hour and 25. What the fuck?
Yeah.
You're a bomb diffuser. Don't fill it up with dying kids. If you're gonna pad out the movie, have them defuse a couple more bombs.
Let's hit the recap, and then we'll get into that a bit more.
also, I feel like it would have been believable enough that he's cheating. I don't
Yeah.
know, when he's looking up girls' skirts while he's defusing bombs.
Yes. We'll get to that.
Before we do the recap, I want to
Yeah.
mention this because I saw this and I think it's very funny. IMDb has a thing for keywords, plot detail keywords.
Mm-hmm.
And you can tie them all in, whatever. So you can search almost anything and look at a list. And the number one, there are 84 keywords tagged to this movie. The number one on the list, I'll put it like this. Number 2 is Time Bomb. That makes sense. It's a movie about bombs. Number 3, the Federal Bureau of Investigation. He works for the FBI. That's a classic tag.
Yeah.
The number one keyword tag on this movie is sex in a bathtub.
Dude, I wrote this down too because I was like, that is so funny.
Yeah. And you can click on that.
Yep. And you
it
get this
brings
list.
up 25th Hour, Hot Tub Time Machine, the bridges of Madison County. Those people are it's a couple of 75-year-olds fucking in the
Abraham
tub.
Lincoln.
They're allowed to fuck.
But how big's that tub? That's I remember being in my 20s and not really being able to pull off tub fucking. It's American Wedding. Bull Durham. I don't even remember happening at Bull Durham. But what a weird. That means that people go to IMDb and go, what kind of movie you want to watch? You got anything where people fuck in a tub?
I don't care how brief. I need my fix, man. I just need a little tub sex.
Right. I wonder how far you have to go down before. Like, I'm going to tag that with, because sex in a bathtub. I said fuck in a tub.
Yeah, fucking a tub.
Sex in a bathtub is different.
better.
I can't make the joke.
Ooh, Superfly is on the list.
I mean, Superfly is.
Booty Call.
Oh, sure.
There's a lot. It keeps going. There's so many movies that users are like, they fuck in a tub in this one. I'm going to tag sex in a bathtub.
Yeah, there's quite a few.
And it's a weird, it's not a particularly
Abraham Lincoln
sexy scene. Like,
no,
I guess it gets to it, but it doesn't. It starts off uncomfortable, and I don't understand the relationship at all. I don't understand why this late, because it's in the trivia that it's like that actress, Lisa Eilbecker, is the only nude scene she ever did. Somehow she was like, she agreed to do a nude scene for this movie.
Huh.
Not all the other movies, whatever else, but this one. This is the one.
Yeah.
This one that didn't get released, But also, it was Pierce Brosnan in '92. I'd bang it. I'd agree to stuff.
I'd do a nude scene.
Yeah.
I would. I mean, I would too. You get a big bathtub set. My favorite thing about this movie is the tagline is a spoiler.
Is it?
The tagline of this movie is, "Your body is 93% water. No one is safe." But you go a decent amount in the movie before you know.
Yeah.
Pierce Brosnan goes until the beginning of the third act is when he figures it out.
Right.
But it's at least halfway through the movie before the audience knows what's happening, unless you saw the poster.
Right.
And then from the very beginning, the first thing you see, you're like, oh, okay, it's that.
Yeah.
Is the water.
It's like
The water does it. But also, it's not water, you motherfucker. Like,
it's not.
It doesn't make sense because it's
The water.
Yeah.
right.
Your
This is
body
like-
being 93% water has nothing to do with what's happening.
Right, because it's not water. If it was water,
Your body being 1%.
everybody would just explode
Yeah.
or whatever because we're 93% water. You mix because it doesn't. The movie is
If it
it's
was
the
your body is
same-
1% acid, that might do something
Yeah.
for you.
I wonder.
rain on you.
I wonder if there's a tag of water exploding movies because that happens in Until Dawn. That's like a big plot point. Is that if you drink the water in like 30 seconds, they just explode.
Fantastic.
And I was
I
like,
can't believe
oh,
there's 2 movies with that.
Yeah.
Same thing.
I wonder how many movies. Because I was thinking about that. I was like, oh, it's like cool.
All right, should we hit this recap?
Yeah, let's hit the recap.
All right, so y'all have already heard like half of this by this point, but here we go. Danny O'Neill is an explosives expert for the FBI. His wife hates him and is trying to leave him for a senator after an accident involving his daughter drowning in their pool. One day, Danny gets called to the aftermath of a terrorist attack involving blowing up a senator. No one can find a single trace of an explosive device at the scene. Afterwards, another senator is blown up via his assistant in a limo that a paid-off driver traps him in. The driver survives and stands trial where his judge is blown up to make sure his secret dies with him, as well as hopefully kill another senator that is present. Between this bombing and the final one, the main plot is revealed where we find out a small group of senators sponsor a bill that would help get tens of millions of dollars into the hands of a terrorist group. When they don't get paid, they develop a formula that looks, smells, and tastes like water and, when combined with acid, becomes a powerful explosive. Then, the movie is a race to find the terrorist to stop him from killing the last senator, who, by the way, has been fucking Danny's wife until they have clothed and unclothed makeup sex in a bathtub. The terrorist kidnaps Danny's wife.
Oh yeah, she's still got her clothes on.
She's still got her clothes
and
on.
She climbs to the top with her clothes on.
Yeah.
I'm your wife.
That's coming back.
Whoa, you guys are all nuts.
I'm going to bring that back later during the questions. The terrorist kidnaps Danny's wife, brings her to the senator's house, starts a shootout, which he eventually loses by trying to explode himself, launching Danny and the senator out a window to the senator's death.
Right, what a satisfying death scene.
Really was.
Because he's not a good person, but he's not the bad guy in this movie.
No.
There's a different bad guy, but he's still a bad guy. They just create the thing where it's the classic movie cop. Everything in this guy's life is fucked.
Yeah.
And they still could only pull off an hour 25.
Yeah.
At least Lethal Weapon was almost 2. You just bury all the trauma. And then do cop stuff. There should have been a couple more cop things.
Well, the one thing, John made a really good point, because at the end of this movie during the climax, Pierce Brosnan's character just starts fucking MacGyvering everything. He just starts making bombs. And it's like, I get, how all of these are constructed and how you could probably make a makeshift bomb pretty quickly. But it would have been cool to have literally any of that happen before the climax.
The thing at the beginning when he's defusing the bomb under that lady's seat, and he does the wrong thing and then goes, "Give me your gum."
Yeah,
that's the thing. But that's not enough of a thing.
It's nowhere near enough.
But
of a thing.
it's the only MacGyver thing that happens before the MacGyver ending.
Like that, and trying to him putting the weird chip inside of the senator's door lock. His alarm system.
I called it adult Home Alone.
No, yeah.
It's like, oh, that's what he would have done after, like later in life.
I will say, dude, the fucking pipe bomb full of nails was so fucking cool. I loved that.
Even he was like, shit, yeah. That was the line. Was that in the script? I don't know, but shit, yeah, I wrote that down.
That was great. I loved that.
Shit, yeah.
I feel like the better tagline for this movie should have just been "Sex in a Bathtub," because I read that before watching it, and I was just like, "Ooh, can't wait for this sex in the bathtub." That made me more locked in than any other movie. I was like, "We get to see." I hope it's Pierce Brosnan that's the guy having sex in the bathtub. You're like, "Who's it gonna be?" Like, I don't know. Like,
is there any faster way to know a guy wrote the movie than to tag sex in a bathtub?
Or just that who's the dominant person on IMDb? Like, who's scrolling through that? All right, we know what part of this movie would have been worn out if it ever hit VHS. Like,
It only hit VHS.
that's true. So it's probably worn out.
It's probably worn out.
It's probably one of those low key ones where like, oh yeah, you know what? A lot of people don't know about this one. Everyone's like, everyone thinks of Species and Wild Things, but Live Wire.
Yeah,
You want to get your wire live?
I'm older than you guys, so I remember when trying to see Lisa Eilbecher's boobs was all the rage. And people were so stoked that this was like when Swordfish came in, it was just like that.
hell
Like,
yeah,
people were like,
yeah.
"Oh, the lady from Beverly Hills Cop, I heard she gets naked."
Yeah.
Nobody thought about this movie at all. Nobody's ever heard of this movie until today.
Yeah. I loved it.
I really did. I liked it too.
This was great.
The explosions were awesome. I loved how the last two they did like the practical lead up where they're about to explode, so they cut to a close up and the dude's chest is starting to split open.
Oh yeah,
just gross enough to get the point across.
Yeah.
There was some of like the car and the cops trying to get him out, and then the way the door comes out and the cop body and like some of those effects. Like, damn, this is good. Like,
yeah. Well, the dude getting lit on fire in the first explosion at the restaurant too.
Right? Why is the rest of this not good? It's because of all the parts that aren't the cop parts.
Yeah.
I wanted a line though after they found out that it was the water, like Olympia beer. When he's like, "Oh man, well I'm useless. What am I supposed to do? I'm not a chemist. I'm a bomb diffuser. I guess I'll just go home."
Yeah, I mean, that would have been cool.
It was just like a weird twist of just like
I don't have any idea what you're talking about.
Well, no, they set him up as like he's a bomb diffuser. Right. And then it turns out that the skill that you need is not diffusing
it's not applicable.
Bombs.
Yeah.
It's like a skill set that he doesn't need, but he does.
Well, they make it simple enough to be like, so what would counter this? A bunch of antacids? And the guy's like, you're closer to right than anything else. So like it's they tried to do like the simplest explanation is the right one, but it's just a stupid explanation. So like, pump them full of fucking antacids.
It does seem strange that once they do figure out it's what they're drinking, because it's something they put in the like it's something they do to the water that causes the reaction. So it's not water.
Right. It's just a clear liquid.
But once they figure that out, the first step should have been to just lock down where the water is coming from.
Mm-hmm.
And don't let anybody new in, and don't get anything from. Just go to the store and buy a case of bottled water.
Mm-hmm.
Buy the third one down. Take the first two off the stack and to get the third one.
Mm-hmm.
They're not going. They didn't do this to all the water.
Well, not only that, halfway through the movie is when we have the judge explosion.
Yeah.
Right? How the fuck did that guy get the liquid into the judge's water?
Right. How did he do that? How did they get
the fuck did he do that? How the fuck did he get it into the water supply at the fountain?
Right? Where'd that come from? How'd they do that?
Because is it like a contaminant? Obviously, it's flavorless because nobody's just like, "Oh, that water.
Right.
Oh, that kind of went down a little rough." Like, there's no whiskey.
They have to go put in this chemical or compound into the water they're drinking, but how did that guy do that most of the time? It doesn't.
I do love how their eyes turn red. The whole process of it is kind of fun and very like, I don't know, alien movie or something.
Yeah.
They only put it together when they see somebody drink and then explode.
Yeah,
right.
The judge.
If Pierce Brosnan doesn't see that happen, how long does it take for them to get to maybe it's the water? It's one of those movies like Predator 2 should have just been a movie of them being like, maybe there's lions? Also, Ghost in the Darkness. How many people got to get drug off and killed by a lion before say that happened in Portland. 4 people over the course of the summer get found killed like that. It's going to take a long time before the cops are like, maybe it's a lion.
Lions? Might be the water.
Right?
Yeah.
It's not a thing you would think.
No.
So this movie could have been
A series.
an hour 40 if they just don't see
drug that out. Well, because they even have him like touching his watch, so you think that he's like triggering the explosion out of the car.
Right.
Which was cool.
Right? I love a future thing that's not. It seems unbeatable, but still, how do you know? Like, they're all dead, but you don't know. Everybody got to dump everything out and start over. We don't know where this came from.
Did you guys notice he was trying to put the lemonade into the fountain so that it was going to blow up the whole thing?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That was cool.
Try to add the acid. But now, so Pierce Brosnan's partner, the safecracker, figures it out and shows Pierce Brosnan, it was orange juice. He was all, it's any kind of acid. So now they know how to do that. The government has that technology now too.
Uh-huh.
So that's why don't they just do that now?
Yeah.
Kill
Just
those
general.
guys and now
they have it.
Yeah.
the fact that there is a sequel to this movie.
Is there?
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. It's called Livewire 2 Human Time Bomb. It was released in 1995.
Livewire 2. Now it's not the water.
Yeah. Livewire 2, it's nothing to do with the first one. Like, look at this. That's the movie poster.
Oh my God.
Right? That's not a Dudikoff. That's somebody else. But it looks like it should be like Michael Dudikoff. Or
Looks like it should be Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Yeah, it looks like Van
it could
Damme
be
from
a
here.
ripped Greco.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
But it's not. It's nobody. The guy's name is Brian Genesee. And he also starred in nothing else we've heard of.
Oh, crazy.
Shocking. That looks legit it looks like it could be a gay porn.
It looks like I had to check it a couple of times to make sure it wasn't just a video game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, there should be. Now I'm concerned that the government has that technology to make people blow up.
I got a couple of lines when the guy answers the phone. He's like, I got security and I got a man in the house. And then he's like, your sexual preferences don't interest me. And I was just like,
so funny.
It doesn't need to be there, but I love it.
I loved it too.
It's just it's like a conversation with me where I'm like catching a joke, and just like sliding it in there. It's like, this isn't a time to be funny.
I also really like.
But that guy's also not funny.
He's not.
Like,
No.
there's not
He's
a
just
moment
flat.
where it seems like that would be. It seems. What I don't like about that line is it's out of character.
It is out of
It's
character.
also not funny, but it's out of character.
Mhm.
He hasn't been not funny the rest of the movie. He wasn't ever being funny. Like, if he's just a not funny guy that keeps throwing out jokes like that, maybe.
Sure.
But no, he is an ultra serious chemist
It doesn't make
and a
sense.
mass murderer. And then he makes that joke.
Another line that I wrote down was, "You touch my wife again, I'll separate you from the rest of your life."
That's
So
good.
fucking hard.
I wrote down planning a party as he's got the Costco size Vaseline.
Yeah.
Just, that's so funny.
I also really loved. I loved that they used a practical title card. That was fun.
Yes.
Yeah.
Same.
And then I really liked that the very first shot of the movie was opening on a duck, and then it pulls out to a homeless person on a bench. What are we establishing here?
Yeah.
I mean, when you think of Washington, D.C., you
Ducks
think
and homeless people.
Uh-huh.
benches, homeless people.
Yeah. Every time.
If you want to establish where you are, sure, some hacks like to show the Lincoln Memorial or
The Capitol building, the White House.
maybe cherry blossoms or the Washington Monument, but that is all like
Old hat.
right. We could be at the the place in Vegas, the fake Washington D.C. in Vegas. We don't know for sure, but you show duck, bench, homeless guy. Where else could it be?
I was halfway through this I was confused about where it was taking place because of the house.
I fucking was too.
I was like, wait,
They show the Capitol
is
building.
it California?
In that shot.
And then there was like a shot later as like Capitol. Washington D.C. All right, cool. Like
that opening shot with the duck and the homeless person is in front of the Capitol building, and 3 shots later, I forgot where this took place.
Okay, cool. I was like, am I?
I asked John.
It was like, because they must have shot it in like California or something because it just feels.
I'm 90% sure that the Ron Silver's house is the house where the shootout at the end of Beverly Hills Cop and the end of Commando.
Oh yeah,
Because Beverly Hills Cop, like Commando, just shows the house from
Probably
a
is.
different side of it than Beverly Hills Cop, but there you can put it together.
yeah,
And I think this is just a different, like the third side of that house.
yeah. I think you might be right.
I love how he mentions how he's like, oh, where are you getting all that money for wood floors? And I was like, what?
That's what you're pointing out.
like,
Wood.
Not the
ooh,
private-
you got wood floor money? like, yeah, it's
Not
a
the
house.
private drive with the gate.
Yeah, there's a lot of other
Not
details.
the 10,000 square feet of the house.
You got exposed beam money? like,
Oh, hand hewn, huh?
What are you about to open up your own microbrewery? I can't find on IMDb if it doesn't
It
say where
was.
that house was, where that part was shot, but the limo bombing was in Griffith Park.
Okay.
That's
yeah.
why we're so confused because it's just
It doesn't look
just
like DC
not look
at
like
all.
DC at any point.
They did a
No.
couple of exteriors in DC, and the rest of it was just outside of LA.
Because so many things look like LA.
Yeah.
It's like, wait, is this LA? It's like if you ever watch CSI, the
Nope.
original, like the first one, it's supposed to be in Vegas. And my favorite thing is I've lived in Vegas. I know that like so much of that, they'll be like going into a neighborhood. I was like, that is 100% LA and not like Vegas doesn't have trees. Like,
Yeah.
why are there trees that aren't just a constant drip of water?
Right.
Like some abandoned house isn't going to have alive trees in front of it.
Yeah.
Like, that's Anaheim. I don't know. They did not
What a
shoot.
perfect city to list for your
Right.
description.
Most of that show is not shot in Vegas. They just like do a sweep of the strip
Right.
and then they're like in Anaheim again.
And they're 3 blocks away from Disneyland.
Yeah, exactly.
In Buena Park.
They have to smear it out because you could see
You
it.
can see Disney back there. You can hear the screams. What's that? Oh, it's not Disney World.
It's
That's-
definitely
It's the strip. It's the roller coaster back on the strip that you
Or
can
it's-
hear.
50 people being killed at once. I don't know.
Anyways, love this movie, guys.
I really liked it.
I had a
I
lot
really
of
liked
fun.
it. It was very fun.
I forgot how much I like Pierce Brosnan, and I feel like
Same.
I want to watch more Pierce Brosnan movies or like rewatch Thomas Crown, like some of these other ones that
I do want to go back and revisit some of his stuff because I've only seen a handful, and one of them is like Mrs. Doubtfire.
Mamma
then-
Mia.
I haven't seen Mamma Mia, and I'm not saying what the other one is because it's going to give away my Kevin Bacon.
Okay.
Oh no!
So
Come
I
on.
forgot he was in Mrs.
Say it.
Doubtfire. I
Yeah.
totally forgot about that one.
I was trying to work fucking Sally Field into my Kevin Bacon, and
But
it
no.
did not work out.
I know. I was trying to do one with my Mamma Mia, but I couldn't, just because I wanted to talk about how he's in Mamma Mia.
Well, that's off the list.
Yeah.
That's checked off.
He's real good in The Matador. That movie's
Ooh.
real good.
Chekhov's vase. So there's a scene where the door's getting shot because apparently they just shoot the doors. They don't open them.
Mm-hmm.
And
right.
the vase gets shot up. And like they show the vase and you're like, oh, that vase is going to get shot up. And it gets shot up and it's like,
Oh,
and
then
then you're
it's
like,
just a
oh, it
shard.
didn't get all the way shot up. And then later somebody falls on it like, ha ha.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Chekhov shard.
Chekhov shard.
Chekhov's vase shard.
Should really linger on that wrought iron fence
I would say,
at
what?
the beginning of the movie, and then at the end you're like,
Yeah.
oh fuck, it's that fence.
Oh, it's the fence again.
Perfect.
That's what
Also, how does Pierce Brosnan's arm not come off?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
They
I
fought
thought
a
about
same
couple
thought.
So
stories.
not only that, but
They
if
should
you
have pulled
look,
it right off the out of his fucking body.
when Ron Silver is on the gate, his arm that's holding Pierce Brosnan is like very gingerly resting on the top of this ledge, and Pierce Brosnan's just dangling off of that. I'm like, your arm would be gone too.
It would have
Both.
It
Both
would
arms.
have kept going and then just like shredded
Yeah.
Ron Silver. There would have been 3 parts of Ron Silver, and then both the arms would be longer, and
Yeah.
Pierce Brosnan's fucking shoulder would never recover. But instead, he just he's like in a sling.
Yeah, he'd be fucking he'd be David Arquette in Scream.
Yeah, he should
He'd be walking
fucking,
around like this all the time.
It's how is he not? It's so crazy that it should have at least fucking. I mean, his hand, like something should have fucking popped off.
Yeah.
Full speed, 3 stories down or whatever it was, and
Like-
a hard stop like that,
Yeah.
and all you're on is
Onto an awning. Like
Yeah,
it's,
you're
he's
not- you didn't-
dangling from
Yeah,
it.
it's not a fence. It's an arc with wrought iron on top
Like,
of it. There's another
damn.
story underneath them.
yeah, it's. He should be missing an arm.
It
Yeah.
should have just been both of them on the wrought iron and her just being like, well, you know.
Which is nuts, too, because there's enough gore in this movie to justify his arm getting ripped off.
Yeah,
Like, there's...
or at the very least, Ross Silver's arm.
Yeah,
That's what I'm
like
saying.
the other-
Yeah, rip his
Hand
arm off, and then
off.
he's got
Just
an
the
arm
cuff.
handcuffed to an arm.
Because that's at least... If his arm gets ripped off, but they're only 1 story away, that's enough of, like... That's enough to break the fall, enough for him to survive.
Yeah,
Right? To where he, like, has a fucked up shoulder and probably fucked up ankles for the rest of his life.
yeah, or maybe not. It's probably like hitting that and then it coming off. Like hitting that would slow it down enough.
Right.
Almost like when you just pull the chute, like that first lurch of
Right.
Mhm.
and then, so it like stops and then it just drops 3 feet.
Right. Like, in all actuality, he may have been completely fine.
Yeah, he might have been fine. just having an extra arm.
Maybe they thought to do that, but then came down to it, and that's where they ran out of money.
That's the part. They had to pony up the hazard pay for the lady to get naked. And they're like, well, we could do one or the other. Which one should we do? And then they were like, well, we're not putting this in theaters, so let's do the boobs.
Yeah.
Tub boob scene.
Right. People are more interested in boobs when it's on the deep cable
Yeah.
channels
Yeah.
than in the theater. Finally get to see our gallery.
It's funny. Geoff didn't realize that they had another baby. He missed that, or did you not? Because at the end,
Yeah, he has to run because his wife is in
Yeah,
labor.
I guess what happened when we were talking about it earlier, the scene that I remembered was the last scene of Striking Distance. I was like, how they have a fucking whole ass kid again?
Yeah.
But it's like because the Sarah Jessica Parker's daughter was about the same age as the one
Yeah.
that they had
Mhm.
before. So that was just like dialogue at the end where it was like the same lady or he had to do the same thing to a different lady.
Yeah.
People in LA or DC. That's the other thing is like that opening scene. There aren't people like that in DC.
Right.
That's a LA lady.
that's a LA thing. Yeah, the way she's dressed.
But also the
car.
the Mercedes convertible 2-seater thing. She's a LA lady, short skirt, like all flirty, weird with a bomb under. Like
mean,
that's
The red Mercedes he drives is an LA car. That is not a
yeah.
DC cop
None of it
car.
looks like DC.
No.
I don't think they just probably used existing footage
Mm-hmm.
for DC, and then any scene that had anything would just like tacked on. It just had to be because 3 of the characters are senators.
Well, I mean, it stock footage. I mean, also just sending fucking 3 people out to DC for a day to get B-roll was more than enough for this movie.
Yeah. Even Bestseller they actually went to Oklahoma.
Yeah.
This one, they can't even, I can't tell when they decided not to release it.
Hey,
'Cause a
even
lot of the
Shooter
choices-
went to Bozeman, Montana. I know that because I was on the crew and then they cut me. I was supposed to PA on it.
Shooter was a big movie, though. When you think of like Antoine Fuqua and Mark Wahlberg making a movie, like that's definitely getting released.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
so they could afford to. This is just why. I mean, it's why? Why would just make the movie be in L.A.?
Just make it be in L.A.
L.A. has FBI.
Yeah.
There could be a reason. You just have some summit or whatever where a bunch of people have to be a bunch of political whatever. Doesn't have to. So you're like, oh, they're senators, so it has to be at D.C. And then everybody's like, but we're not going. We're not going to go to D.C., are we?
Right.
No, we'll film it here, but we'll say. We won't even make an attempt to make it look like we're at D.C. We'll film in the places that look like L.A. too.
I just remembered another Chekhov's wheelchair.
Oh, yeah.
They have the kid getting...
Gets knocked out of the wheelchair.
And then they knock him out of the wheelchair, and then they take him without wheeling him away. They apparently carry him away.
Hefe from Three Amigos into it.
So he can put the clown and throw him into a wall as he's blowing up.
Yep.
Right, that's a Chekhov's 2 minutes later.
Yeah.
Wheelchair. It's not a full Chekhov, but it's in the it's
half Chekhov
coming up next. It was real fast. I never clocked the ones that are real fast.
Well, they showed the kid coming in, like getting the
He's like the opening shot of that whole
of the movie.
The ceremony.
Right, so it's a ceremony thing, but it's all the same part of the thing. Like that's why I don't ever that doesn't feel the same to me. So I never noticed those.
We did get Chekhov's blonde mistress.
Yeah.
Yeah. Disarms the bomb for the lady in the car, and the very last scene is him disarming the bomb for the lady in the car.
I don't know if that's a Chekhov.
I'm calling it a Chekhov.
That's just like a callback or a mirror or whatever. Is it the same lady? That's the thing I couldn't.
Because she says that she specifically requests him, and then he said, "I thought I told you to go back to your husband." Because I did. This is my boyfriend's doing.
Come on. So the sequel is he got to chase her because she just does this to herself.
Yeah.
She just keeps trying. Like the lady who, what's this? Somebody wanted me, like, what was it? It was like.
Eat cute?
No, I can't remember there's some story that goes whatever, but like, the arsonist keeps setting fires because they want to meet a fireman or whatever.
Oh.
That's what this lady's doing.
Backdraft.
No, I'm trying to. No, there's it's like an adage or whatever that I can't quite pull. But I'll figure it out on the break when we take a break.
Which, speaking of which, how do you guys feel?
I feel like
we did it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel
Should
good.
we?
I got a bunch of stuff for the questions.
Right, we're gonna do the
too.
questions and stuff. So the last part of this part is did we watch it so you don't have to at this part or later?
We usually do it at the end of the
All right, let's
questions.
do it later. All right, but I like this movie, and so we'll take a break now. Right, let's do the questions. Let's.
All right.
This part's fun.
Yeah. What are your guys' favorite parts of Live Wire?
The clown explosion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the wheelchair.
100%.
Right.
Yeah.
What's yours?
Bjorn,
Soft J.
I really liked the whole Home Alone part.
Yeah.
Where he's like making bombs while he's getting shot at, and
Set the pipe nail bomb.
kind of pipe nail bomb, pipe gun,
bomb nail.
nail gun. Because you're like, what is he gonna do? And then he puts the nails in. And he's like, oh,
fuck yeah,
it's gonna be cool. Setting up that little trap for them in the kitchen.
Right, it does seem like once we get to the end of it and realize the person who made the most bombs in the movie is the good guy.
Mhm.
Yeah.
He made actual bombs.
Yeah.
Because he was good at reverse he's one of the he knows how to take them apart, so he knows how to put them together.
Right.
From just whatever's around. And the one clue we had that he could do that was earlier when he was like, "Give me your gum."
Yeah.
And that was it. There should have been a little bit more MacGyvering around. My favorite part of this movie was the runtime. I like the movie, but
Solid runtime.
if
Very
this
good
movie
runtime.
was 30 minutes longer, I would hate this movie.
Yeah.
It didn't need to be.
Like
This would be one where I'd come in and tell you to go fuck yourself.
Yeah. It's kind of like, now I'm a big fan. Like, I actually truly love the Lemonheads. But if you listen to the It's a Shame About Ray album, I can't imagine anybody could listen to that and hate it because the songs are so short. By the time you figure out how you feel about a song on that album, you're on the next song.
Mm-hmm.
So the worst you can feel about it is, wow, that's over? I already finished the album? That's the worst feeling you can have about it. It's a bunch of songs that are 1:50.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a one-liner comic.
Yeah. Not all of them. Some of them.
No.
There's a guy from Minneapolis who does one. I'm not going to say his name because why take down why mention a guy's name whose name hasn't been mentioned in 15 years? But he's one of the few comics I've seen where I watched his set and I was like, man, I'd rather just read this. It would probably be funnier if I read it.
I have a feeling I know who you're talking about.
I know you know who I'm talking about. We'll talk about it off air. His haircut. He's got a fun head of hair. It's kind of a Muppetish look.
I think I've opened for him. Anyway, do you guys have a recast for this one?
No.
Nah.
I just have a idea I liked this movie. I don't think you change anything, but I think you could have put Nick Cage in the Pierce Brosnan role in this, and it would be a fun movie. I think he would have been a good live wire lead because it's kind of similar to his character in The Rock.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
I think the recast I would do for this movie involves just adding more bomb stuff and taking out of
Cop
some of
stuff.
the personal stuff.
Personal stuff, yeah.
Yeah.
And making the movie an hour 40, and then Pierce Brosnan, you clean up a little of that, and then Pierce Brosnan is a movie guy before GoldenEye.
Mm-hmm.
Because, right, Mrs. Doubtfire, he's in Mrs. Doubtfire, but there's no part of that role that he does anything with, right?
Right,
that character is just kind of they just need somebody in that spot to create the dynamic between Sally Field and, so he's just a guy. He's fifth build or whatever. It's
Yeah.
probably Robin Williams, Sally Field, the kids, and then Pierce Brosnan.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe Robin Williams' character has a friend. It's been a long time since I've seen Mrs. Doubtfire, but maybe he's got a friend or he could be 6th or 7th build in that movie, and it doesn't have to be him. This movie, you clean it up a little bit, make it a little more action driven, a little less dead kid, and it comes out in theaters. And Pierce Brosnan could have a similar 90s action trajectory because then maybe Pierce Brosnan's in The Rock.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it makes it better. It probably makes it worse, but not automatically. It just makes it different.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's better for Nick Cage that he's in it, but it's hard to prove a negative. But there's so many things he would have been great in, but he didn't. Not until GoldenEye did anybody think he could do anything.
Mm-hmm.
And he got GoldenEye because he looked good in a tux and was British.
Yeah.
And the fact that he could act is why you got to do a bunch of other stuff.
Right.
How many movies I don't know a lot about James Bond movies. And I will say that I do not know. I couldn't tell you the name of a not James Bond movie Roger Moore is in. Do you know any movies
No.
Roger Moore's in that aren't James Bond?
No.
Right, so it falls like that. It's hard to find one that if Timothy Dalton wasn't in Hot Fuzz, I couldn't tell you a not James Bond movie Timothy Dalton was in. So just being James Bond doesn't mean you're going to be a full-on movie star.
Yeah.
But it did
I
for
just realized
Pierce
that Edgar
Brosnan.
Wright put 2 James Bonds in his Cornetto trilogy. Yep. Anyway,
Yeah, because
Pierce Brosnan's
Pierce
in
Brosnan,
The World's End.
not Edge of the World.
Right? Isn't there? Remember saying there's not a There's not a James Bond in Shaun of the Dead. But is
No.
there a James Bond thing? James Bond guy? Bill Nye? Nah.
No.
It was just a bunch of people that could have worked in that office but
Yeah.
didn't.
What's next?
Well, I have a Pattin's moment.
Oh, okay.
I really like some of the follow shots in this
Sure.
because we haven't seen a lot of those. Almost like the the video game character style shots.
Yeah.
I like those shots in movies
I do too. I really liked
of him kind of going through the house and like.
if we're talking about that, the coverage of the conversation of the villain and the senator in the bathroom with the mirrors, I thought that was fucking awesome.
Yeah.
I loved that.
That was cool.
As a guy who doesn't know patents, anytime I see a scene like that, I am just impressed that they have that many mirrors in a room and you can't see the camera.
Yeah.
I'm like, this probably took some doing.
Take some doing.
There's definitely tape on the floor. That's what I think.
100%.
Like when I started thinking about how they do it.
There's definitely tape on the floor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is where the camera goes. This is where you stand. Don't stand.
Can't
If you move at all, we're going to see
fucked.
you.
Yeah.
We'll see all of us. There's 40 people over here trying to avoid double mirrored rooms.
Yeah.
And they do. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And then it's also fun the other way when, you see the reflection
When
of
you get to catch the camera.
all the times in Kevin Smith movies where you see Kevin Smith in a car window or whatever.
Yeah.
Like sunglasses.
Right? He's filming something outside and just did it without telling anybody.
Yeah.
So you got to do it quick. It's just me and this guy. He's holding the mic thing and I'm holding this thing. And oh, fuck. The window exists.
Yeah, like when you see a shot and a window rolls up, you're like, oh, they had to CGI some stuff out of that one.
Yeah.
For sure. All right. You guys have like an Oscar
Yep.
for this?
The gaffer.
The gaffer.
Yep.
Why?
Because that was the only thing interestingly done in this movie.
What's the gaffer do?
The lighting.
Okay.
Yeah.
Guy with a bunch of rolls
What
of
a
tape.
fun, right? That's what they call that job?
Gaffer or chief lighting technician.
Chief lighting technician makes, I'm not going to lie, makes more sense.
Yes,
What
it
does
does.
Best Boy do?
Best boy answer is like second in command to the key grip.
Okay.
Yeah.
Or he just say, he sits on your lap and behaves.
He's the best boy. He's a good boy.
Who's the best boy? It's Hollywood, so there's a lot of good boys around. But only one on set is the best boy.
I'm the best good boy.
What the best boy does is he learns to dunk, then he plays soccer, then
Yeah.
whatever, he roller skates. I'm only aware of 2 of those movies.
He rolls
but I know
over.
There's 10
He rolls over.
on command.
On command.
Mm.
He plays dead.
Airbud plays dead.
Yep.
Did you have an Oscar?
That I want to say the editing, because whoever took it to 125 did a good job, but they also left in a bunch of stuff that
Didn't need to be there.
right. So I'm gonna give it up for the bathtub.
Okay.
Best.
Right? You had to deal with that. Bathtubs, no, sex in a bathtub's not a good idea. The bathtubs might be the only demographic that
Best supporting sex.
they're in lockstep with just not a good idea.
Mm.
I also think it's weird that these people made it to their 40s without ever fucking in a tub, because the only time you would do it is if it's the first time you thought of it.
Right.
Right.
It's always like sounds really romantic, and then like in actuality, you're like, get off of me! Like,
Right. There's
the tub's overflowing with water because you're adding a second body.
Right.
Like, that never happens.
seeing the being around the scene and being old now, and how many comics are in the Portland scene. You see, first of all, this was a real kick in the teeth. 2 weeks ago, there was a lady did a set, and one of her bits mentioned she was 23 or whatever, and then another bit mentioned that her parents had her when they were 17. So I had to deal with learning that I'm enough older than her parents that I'm not necessarily sure I could have a lot to talk to them about. And just really having it settle in that I'm the old guy now. Like I was talking to my friend Dave Wade about it. Like at this point, we're definitely older now than the old guys when we started.
Mm.
So whatever, but we're also actually comics, so deal with it.
Yeah.
Everybody but Charles. Charles is cool. I like him. That guy, I don't remember the rest of their names, but
It's not really an Oscar.
No, hold on. I wasn't.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Just hearing seeing these the young kids, like there was some young kid, 22, 23-year-old kid was talking about having sex with his girlfriend in a shower, and I was just like, yeah, you're 23. Like this is that's a young person's right. Everybody tries it,
Mhm.
and then you realize, well, there's not that many ways to face. So either somebody is cold or you just both fuck water in your
Right.
fucking
Yeah.
face and mouth and nose and what's going on, or do you sit down? It suddenly becomes a lot of, oh, this was a good idea, but how about we just wrap up the shower part and we have a whole room or a house? We can go to any other part of the house.
Which, to the credit of this movie, they do that.
Yeah.
But there's still clothes on in the tub, which is bothering
I
me.
feel like it's like that teenage boy fantasy of just like, this is the time that I'm naked.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
let's
Yeah, there we go.
Kick
That's
it up a
probably
notch.
it, yeah.
and then when you actually try it, you're just like, just move. Like, I'm cold. Like,
Right,
you
six,
know?
Yeah.
16,
Don't
17,
sweat.
naked in the shower, be like, this would be cool if a girl was also naked in here.
Yeah.
I mean, technically, you're right. That's always better, but not always practical or
Right.
doable or whatever. Like, the idea of fucking in a... Like, who do you think is the most recent person to join the Mile High Club? And not on a private plane, that doesn't count.
Right.
That's just a hotel room, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
But on, like, a commercial flight, when the fuck did people fuck on airplanes? Did the bathrooms used to be
Bigger?
a lot bigger? Did they used to be 3 times the size and have a little bench or whatever? Like, I go into an airplane bathroom, and the way that I can pee in a bathroom without having any issues is because the room is so small, I could get 3 points of contact
Yeah.
with my 2 feet on the edge of the room and my head
leaning
on
forward.
the fucking ceiling.
Yeah.
So even if it's bumpy, I'm not fault because I'm as locked in as I could be without using my hands.
Yeah.
I couldn't. It's hard to just do that and then turn around and get out
Yeah.
of the. I tried to change my shirt in an airplane bathroom, and I ended up having to open the door and just ask the lady. I was like, "Could you hold this?" Like the one I was changing out of, like my hoodie or whatever. I was like, "I'm trying to get this. It's gonna be too hot where I go. I'm trying to." Right, so you leave Portland in the morning and it's 51 degrees, and then wherever you land, it's going to be a normal summer temperature. So I'm dressed for leaving and then trying to... Not enough room to even do that. And yet somehow people are like, you got to join them out. It's so sad. Like, I don't even know.
My favorite is it the European vacation where they do it?
I don't know. What do you mean?
Or no, it's the Vegas vacation. They do it.
In the
What-
plane?
In the movie, they have they're like, let's do the Mile High Club, and it's just this hilarious scene of the couple of Chevy Chase and
That has to be European because every other one they drive.
Well, European has the joke where
there's one where they try to have
It must be
do
European.
I swear
It has to
it's-
be.
Really?
they might fly
Because
to...
they
I don't-
drive to Vegas.
They do they?
100% they drive to Vegas.
they for sure drive home from Vegas because
They get all
Papa
the cars.
Giorgio won 4 cars.
Yeah,
Right.
on the 4 cars, but I thought it was Vegas, but maybe it's European, but it's just an awkward scene where they're
No, they
like,
have to drive out because they have the bit with the lady in the car.
What? They'd redo the bit from the first one?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't remember. Vegas
Yeah.
Vacation is...
anyways,
100%.
one of them they have a scene where they try to awkwardly do
That's,
it.
I
It
mean,
doesn't
that's
work.
science fiction. Chevy Chase couldn't even fly commercial after 1976 or whatever. His back was so fucked up. I couldn't imagine him just trying to get out of an airplane seat. And then he's go fuck in a bathroom.
Yeah. Anyway,
But still, when they do it in the movies, the bathrooms are always big enough.
yeah.
They're never the size of an actual airplane bathroom. It's weird. I don't know how to do it. I don't know. I don't actually watch. I'm not like a real porn guy, but this might be a thing I'll Google just to see
Like
if.
contortionist.
And way less about the sex part of the porn and more of just like, I am looking this up for research. Like
Like, I wanna
logistically,
know-
how the fuck do you just have to be 5'4"?
Reddit, check Reddit. Maybe there's a r/fucking
Yeah.
Mile High Club, like a YouTube video series. Of like
I'm not even
how
gonna.
to do it.
I'm not even going to do it on any of my. I'm going to do it on yours if you leave
Yeah,
your
yeah,
phone open.
just
I'm not
do
fucking
that.
up any of my algorithms. I don't want to fuck up what
Get a
Reddit
VPN.
pushes to me. All right, what's the next?
Well, my somewhat Oscar, I just really loved the music in this movie.
Oh, sure.
Oh yeah.
was so good. Just like I looked up the guy, but I forgot his name. But just every scene where it's just like, all right, we got acoustic guitar, we got that echoey snare, and then guitar, just a juicy guitar lick over it. And then they
Oh,
switched
yeah.
the guitar over for the saxophone
Mm-hmm.
in the tub scene.
Right.
It definitely right now that I forgot about that because I watched it late, but now that you mention it, it does have a.
Top Gun.
It's
adjacent.
more like Lethal Weapon. Like
Is
Top
it
Gun
like-
was way more synth. Lethal Weapon was Michael Kamen and Eric Clapton doing like atmospheric stuff with guitar and
Yeah.
going like acoustic and electric, but not cool, but fits the movie. Like not something you would listen to on your own. And it did feel like it was going for that vibe. Like I thought of that last night. Top Gun is better.
Maybe I'm thinking of. Well, I was just thinking that one like that, like whatever. Okay, moving on. I should, as soon as I started making noise out of my mouth.
Yeah, we have to stop doing music on the show. I don't
Yeah.
want to. We're about to start a Patreon, so there's something they could come for. We don't need them
Yeah.
coming after us.
No. All right. You guys have a double feature for Livewire.
Oh, yeah, I do.
All right, hit it.
Hang on, I'm pulling up the note. Okay.
Mine's dumb, but
Mine's
I have
very
one.
dumb.
Okay,
Mine's
cool.
very, very dumb.
I forgot mine. So
And you'll see why in a sec. So, I don't know if y'all remember, there is a scene in this movie where the senator gets interviewed by a TV reporter. And
Yeah.
where he says that he doesn't have time to be scared or whatever.
oh shit,
That
that's who you're using.
that replays later, and we find out that that lady is Lauren Holly, who also plays Mary in Dumb and Dumber.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
My answer for my double feature is Dumb and Dumber.
Yes.
Samsonite. Mary Samsonite.
Yes.
Mary Samsonite.
Of course.
Samsonite.
It was going to be Three Amigos because the guy who plays the short terrorist is Jefe in Three Amigos.
Mm.
Oh, he also plays America Ferrera's dad in Ugly Betty and Superstore.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And I didn't look it up because I just thought like he seem like he's in Breaking Bad.
Yes, because he looks a lot like Tuco.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but he's not, right?
He's no.
All right.
That guy's way younger.
Mine was Ticker. I just really wanted to go and watch that one after I watched this.
I'm not familiar.
I don't remember who all's in it. It's just another action bomb defusing
Okay,
movie.
sure.
Man, I had a good one earlier, and
And now you forgot.
I forgot about it. So
Was it Rush Hour?
nah, it's not Rush Hour. I'm just gonna say. Here's something I want to say about this movie. The director is named Christian Duguay, and there's a comic with that name.
Okay.
And he used to run the Little Joy show with Mike Burns. And I just saw him a few months ago. He was in the group I saw Sturgill with in LA a few months ago. He's a cool dude. But every time, like, this guy's directed 2 movies that I've seen. And I realized, because he's directed The Art of War
Mm.
and Livewire. And because that name is so unique, every time I see it, like the 4 times or whatever I've seen it on screen because of these movies, it's jarring enough that it makes me forget that I go, oh, I must be thinking of this guy. The guy I know, that can't be his name. Because why would 2 people have this name? So it makes me not think I don't know the name of the guy I know.
Mm.
And that's what happened to me. So I'm going to say Little Joy. That was a fun show. Real small room, but it would get real hot in there too. That was the main drag about it. But the shows were always fucking dope.
Ticker has Dennis Hopper, Tom Sizemore,
Nice.
Steven Seagal. That's why the Tom Sizemore thing is why I was thinking of it.
Okay.
Of wanting to see
Wait,
it.
what movie? Ticker?
Ticker.
Steven Seagal?
Yeah.
Is it sitting Steven Seagal?
I don't know. It has Nas.
Oh, he's third build. So,
He's not the main. It's
this movie, I don't know. I definitely want to watch this movie now.
I've been and now I'm realizing why I was curious about it because I had been looking through Tom Sizemore's catalog.
Okay.
So
Oh,
now I
Peter
really wanna
Green
watch
is in it,
Oh shit.
right? You know who that is?
I know. I love Peter Green.
Yeah, it's a random.
What a random appearance.
Yeah.
After a San Francisco detective's partner is murdered by Northern Irish terrorists, the officer joins the bomb squad in order to bring them to justice.
What a-
Love it. Oh, Time Cop. That was mine.
Time Cop.
Yes, I figured if we drug it out, I could remember my double feature.
There we go. That's what I was. That's what I
Right,
was trying
Ron
to do.
Silver, government official, corrupt.
Mm-hmm.
Right, it's just a Ron Silver double feature
Sure.
of this guy's for sure the bad guy. Time Cop.
Time Cop.
All right. Do you have a sequel to
I feel like I wrote a sequel down.
Live Wire?
It was not Sunny based.
Dead Wire.
Mine would just be
Oh no, I actually did.
the government has this technology, so the second movie should be Pierce Brosnan trying to get it away from the government.
Yeah, like
That's a good one.
Bond movie.
Well, I wrote, this is how the British Secret Service finds out about Danny's MacGyver-like bomb-making abilities and recruit him to be their next secret agent.
Pre-Bond.
Yeah,
I like it.
right.
This is how we get Bond.
The 28 years later version of this movie is just everybody in the world is just racked with kidney stones and dehydrated because it's been 30 years of being afraid of water. So everybody just drinks soda and pisses out gravel.
Yeah. This is gravel.
Right? It's not a good movie, but
It's there.
a kid will die. We'll pad it out with some, just the usual stuff you do to make a movie a little longer. Like the kids die, she fucked a senator, they fuck in a
See, I feel like
outhouse.
George Miller watched this movie, thought the same thing. Was like, you know what? Fuck it, Fury Road.
He watched this movie and goes, you know what? Fuck it, babe. I'm going to make another Mad Max, but I'm in the middle of this Talking Pig movie first. I'm going to do that and then make some real kick-ass
Forgot
babe
he did
movies.
Babe.
That's one of the 5 things I'll remember on my deathbed because it's so weird.
Babe, it is weird. All right. Let's do a better title for Live Wire. You got
I
some?
think I had 2.
You
I have
challenged me, so I was like, all right, I'm going to go off on this
I did
one.
one. I had one.
All right.
Danny's Inferno.
Danny's
Danny's
Inferno.
Inferno. That is a good. I think they would have called it that if from the beginning they knew it was going to HBO.
Danny's Inferno.
They gave it a title that they would put on a theater marquee. They didn't know. If they knew, they would have switched it.
Yeah.
They already made all the posters.
I'm realizing right now that I needed to call it Danny's Peak in order for it to make more
Danny's Peak.
sense, but here we are.
No, it makes less sense. Danny's Inferno. There's bombs. There's explosions. His name's Danny.
Yeah.
It's perfect.
No, I know. I was trying to make it.
They should have
Peak.
called Dante's Peak Danny's Peak to call back to this because it was after.
Danny's Peak.
In your scenario, they're the ones who fucked up calling it Dante's Peak. Danny's Peak was right there. Idiots. This guy got scared of bombs and started studying geology.
Yeah. He's like,
I have to learn about rocks since that's what I piss now.
Yeah.
All right, so you have 19 Bond titles to
Yep,
give us?
I got a bunch. This one's just dumb. I just wrote it down, but Abominations is funny
Sure,
to me.
yeah.
Abomination.
Yeah, that's great.
Like Water for Dynamite. That was just popped into my brain. No Time to Detonate.
Okay.
Diffuse Another Day. Tomorrow Never Discharges. And the Danny Bathtub Affair.
All right, those are good.
I love the last one a lot.
I like it.
All right, you got a description that is technically right, but not correct.
I wrote
for
down 3.
Livewire.
A British FBI officer tries so hard to be American. A couple has clothed makeup sex in a tub and then probably spends an hour trying to get their clothes off. And then a terrorist gives a senator, an assistant, a judge, and a clown the most intense heartburn ever.
Yeah. Plop, plop, bang,
Yeah.
bang, motherfucker.
Yeah. Plop, plop, bang, bang.
Plop, plop, kaboom. These are all my titles.
Yeah.
These are all my taglines. Way better than, hey, it's
Pop,
the
bang,
water's
bang.
what makes them explode. The water makes them explode. Ron Silver dies on a fence.
Summer dies on a fence.
It's such a giveaway. See Bruce Willis as you've never seen him before. Dead the whole time.
Dead the whole time. Just,
Oh, cool. I'm in.
that's the tagline is just that. I wrote a washed up bomb expert uses his special set of skills to get his wife back.
That's
Perfect. That is perfect.
Just, yeah, not funny, but All right, you want to do the Kevin Bacon or what are we calling it?
It's the Frank Berman Kevin Bacon game.
Great.
Kevin Bacon game. So we're going.
Right, we're doing it right. It's the connections. So we
it's-
go this week to last week.
Okay, so Pierce Brosnan to Bruce Willis.
Yeah.
And I'll go first.
Okay.
So Pierce Brosnan was in Goldeneye with Femke,
Uh-huh.
and Femke was in Once Upon a Time in Venice with Bruce Willis.
Oh Jesus!
Okay.
All right, I've seen that movie.
I have too. I was like, oh, that movie.
It's the
I
first.
liked it.
It's the first time I saw Momoa in a movie. And I was like, oh, this part's cool. That's why I remember thinking that. Like, oh, this guy's good.
Yeah.
I wish he was in more of this movie. I mean, the movie's not good.
Oh,
but
okay. I haven't seen
I
it.
liked it. I remember liking it.
So Pierce Brosnan
Sure.
was in Mars Attacks
Yep.
with Sarah Jessica Parker, who was in Striking Distance with Bruce Willis.
Oh, damn, Mars Attacks. So you guys got him fast. I did off the top of my head. I have to make one more jump than you guys, but Pierce Brosnan was in The Foreigner with Jackie Chan, Rush Hour, Chris Tucker, Fifth Element.
Okay.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
You had another one?
You can't use. I had another one, but we can't use Livewire.
Oh, okay.
But if you could use Livewire, Philip Baker Hall cuts out a move because he's just in Rush Hour.
Yeah. You can't use Livewire?
Now we gotta not use.
Did we
the
make
movie.
that? Okay.
Yeah, we should.
Not use
You
the
gotta
one
make
we're
it-
using.
Yeah, don't use the
Yeah.
movie we talk about that we all saw
Okay.
everybody in and whatever. Like you gotta make it a little.
Wait,
a
did
little
I
challenging.
fuck it up with using
The
Striking
last
Distance?
one?
No,
Oh, okay. All right. Just making sure.
no, that's why it goes this one to that one.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Because, it wouldn't make sense.
You
Okay.
couldn't use
Yeah.
Striking Distance last week to
But
get
you
him to
can.
whatever that one was, but
Right,
you can
right,
use
right.
it now.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right. What Tom Petty song should have been in this movie? In Livewire.
I can't believe. Why do I always forget this question's coming?
Should I do mine?
Yeah, sure.
Handle with care.
Oh
Mm,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah, I love learning. The thing I've learned since we've added this question is that Bjorn is surprisingly more familiar with the traveling Wilburys than I ever would have guessed, and less familiar with Tom Petty,
Yeah.
but still familiar. It's good,
I'm going to go Won't Back Down,
right?
which is, I think, the first time I've ever chosen anything that's not Running Down a Dream.
Mm-hmm.
and you got to it because he didn't say it first,
Because
Right.
I didn't say it this time.
And it's because he won't leave his wife the fuck alone.
right? What a jerk. I'm going with a song called "Making Some Noise." Right? It's on Into the Great Wide Open.
Mm.
It's great. But that's all they did this whole movie was just making some noise.
They're just making
blowing
some
stuff
noise.
up.
Yep.
Making some noise.
Do you guys have a different ending
Nah.
to this?
No.
He should have died in that second car.
In that, yeah, I had the
Like
same thought.
the lady setting him up to try to meet him again. They should have both died right there. He'd be
Yeah.
like, "Give me your gum," and she's like, "This isn't gum," and then kaboom.
And then he blows up.
or he does do it, and then he goes, and then this must have been a very harrowing experience for you. And then like puts like the blanket over the shoulder, but then gives her a glass of water, and then walks away and winks.
And
And then the movie ends right away. So we just have to live the rest of our life going, did he just blow that lady up?
I love those kinds of endings.
Yeah.
Like a weird. Yeah, that's great. Did we watch this movie so you don't have to?
No, watch this movie.
No, this movie's rad.
Yeah,
This
it's
is
fun.
a very
It's a
like
very
it's
fun movie.
really cool that we're putting a light on it. I think.
And it's not long enough to be mad at us if you don't like either. Like
Right.
that's why I keep pointing out the runtime. Like it's a good movie.
It also moves. It doesn't. I mean, yeah, there's the dead.
There's
kid part,
three
but-
huge speed bumps.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
But you know it right when the scene starts. So you know if you got pissed or get some snacks or whatever,
Yeah.
don't pause it. Just go. The
Just
daughter
go.
dies and they probably fuck.
yeah.
The daughter dies. They yell at each other. There's the three scenes are the daughter dies. You think they're gonna fuck, then they start yelling at each other. Then there's the bathtub.
Yeah.
Whenever those scenes come up, you could take
You can
off.
bolt for a minute.
I do want to say, because I knew the bathtub was coming, but I didn't know how it was going to be incorporated. I just knew there was going to be. I was expecting her to be in the bathtub and him jump in. I like the flip of having him taking a bubble bath
yeah.
and then she jumps in with him. It felt more consensual or something. I don't know. I like
Well, yeah,
that.
because he had been an asshole, like a weird, controlling, stalkery. Like, just leave her alone, man. Like, you moved out. You're
Yeah.
back of that. You're fucking with. You're doing the old. It's my house. Well, not now. It isn't. I understand you. You pay. There's things happen. You guys are splitting up. This is where she lives.
What do you think the water was metaphorically? It
Why
kills
would it-
his daughter, then it kills all these other people, and then they have sex in it.
Yes, there's definitely, if we ask the director, there's definitely something is that where it's like, I was trying to connect to different ways. Water is life. Water is life. Life is death. Water is death. Death is water.
It gives and it takes away.
Baby, that's it.
It
She got
sustains.
pregnant in the tub. The water
Ooh.
took the first daughter and then gave him another kid.
It's her soul. And he was
Right?
dead the whole time.
The kid that got, if you get pregnant in a bathtub, you're going to be a real good swimmer. There's a thing about you have gills and stuff. You might be like, I've never heard of that. It's because sex in a bathtub is very rare. It's a lot more rare than you think. So,
That movie is
So the sequel to this movie is Species, is what you're telling me.
the sequel to this movie is them trying to raise a baby that's half water.
raised baby
93%
bathtub
water,
baby
Jeff.
making.
Everybody's 93% water. No one is safe. Spoiler alert. We fucked up the tagline.
With that note, should we throw it to the Raz?
Yeah, let's see what the Raz thinks about it. I can't wait. Oh, man. All right, Livewire, Raz. What'd you think of Livewire?
Hey, I'm going to be honest, guys. I got to the robot and I'm like, check please. And I read the rest up on Wikipedia.
Oh,
I thought that. I could find a timestamp text where I go, I bet he doesn't watch the whole thing.
That's, it was
You missed
when
all the
that
good
robot was
explosions.
introduced.
It was nonsense. I enjoyed it, but I am not surprised at your reaction to it at all.
I'm like, okay. And then all of a sudden they got this 90s, 80s looking robot that's testing bombs stuff. And I'm like, no, this is not it.
You know what's funny? They fucking never use that robot. It is only used to touch Pierce Brosnan's ass. That's it. It's in it
See,
3
I'm glad I
times.
didn't.
It does no bomb detecting or disarming whatsoever.
it doesn't.
Also, opening scene.
The bomb was played by Andrew
second opening
Cuomo.
scene. Of course.
Or the robot, I mean. Sorry.
It was Roberto. He was an Italian robot. That's
Yeah.
why he's just doing it. Let me ask you guys this. You're driving on the road. You're driving down the highway.
Yeah.
How do you even what makes you stop your car in the middle of a highway because there's a bomb under your seat?
Right.
Oh, shit. I never even thought of that.
I've been thinking about this the
How did
whole
she
time
know?
we've been recording is how did she know there was a bomb down there? And why
How
can't she
did
just
she know
get
there
up
was a
and
bomb
leave
under
her
her
car?
seat? Get up and leave your car.
It's not weight controlled.
It isn't?
Not
That we know of.
We're never told it is.
Then why is she still in the car?
I don't know.
Great question. Why does most of this movie
Jeff-
happen?
Solid question. Because we needed to show that Pierce Brosnan still liked doing that kind of work. His
Yeah.
boss doesn't want him doing that kind of work, and
Right.
he still felt the need because he's a bomb diffuser,
Yeah.
and he needed to find a bomb under a car. How he got called into that in the middle of traffic? It's slow down traffic to Virginia, is what the newsman said.
Yep.
Well, I'm just glad it's at the beginning, so it'll be easy for me to verify. I don't have to watch the whole movie to find it.
Hey man,
Yeah,
Maybe
spoiler.
it's probably it's close. It's further into the movie than the wrong address for 3 clubs on Lethal Weapon. If that'll take you out of the movie. Nothing takes me out of a movie faster than living in a city for a long time and then rewatching a movie and realizing they got the address wrong.
Oh, that's stupid. I haven't seen Lethal
3
Weapon.
clubs, by the way. If you're watching next time you watch Lethal Weapon, 3 clubs is not on Melrose and Vine. It's on Santa Monica and
Oh, those
one
idiots.
street over.
Fucking idiots.
How'd they even get there?
I
They
don't
should
know.
be lost.
But yeah, this movie I tuned out after that robot was introduced, and then I read that there was some magical explosion that people would consume, and I was like, oh, I'm glad I didn't finish this.
It's the water.
All right, so I guess your answer is you didn't watch this, so we don't have to. You watched just enough of this to save everybody.
I watched enough, so you don't need to waste any more time.
All right. Well, it's a split decision on Livewire, but it makes a lot of sense. This does not seem like no Avatar or whatever.
What did
The Way of Water.
without repeating yourselves for the audience? Bullet points. What did everybody else think of the movie?
I thought it was fun and short enough to not hate. I'm a real big fan of its runtime.
Yeah, same.
Yeah,
I saw it was an hour and 24 minutes. And was like, yeah, I'm fucking into this.
makes sense.
I loved
Fair
it. I thought the music was sick. Like they had the echoey snare drum with the guitar on guitar with the licks. Is fun.
There was 2 times where they brought in like real 80s goopy practical effects for like 3 frames, and it delighted me to no end.
All right. Maybe I'll finish it.
Maybe. All right. That's a strong. That's the Raz endorsement is maybe I'll finish it. Right. We're just trying to figure out the lineup of how the
That's
Raz
my
feels.
new movie ratings is
Perfect.
I'll watch again or maybe I'll finish it.
Yeah. Right. It's better than Burglar. That means
I
Livewire is
forgot
better
you
than Burglar.
hated Burglar.
Burglar was not a movie.
I mean, that got it for sure. I'm not finishing it from the Raz. This one has a maybe I'll finish it. That's one step up at least. Well, hell yeah, Livewire.
Yeah.
So, all right. So Bad Boys is next week. You got anything to plug?
Okay. Just be good to yourselves, be good to each other, put your shopping carts away, hold the door open for somebody, and give somebody a compliment. Maybe give somebody an unprovoked. Give a stranger a compliment that isn't like a cat call, but it's an authentic. Make their day. Somehow make a stranger's day by complimenting them on something.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Thanks, Raz. We should all do
Absolutely.
that. We'll go do that today. Everybody do that who's listening. Thanks, man. We'll see you next week for Bad Boys. We got one more movies to start TV stars for next week. That one is Bad Boys. We're gonna do Bad Boys, 1995. Martin Lawrence, Will Smith, both at the time television stars.
Yep.
And not movie stars, but made them both movie stars.
Yeah.
It's weird to think about that.
Yeah. So we're doing so we're gonna wrap up July with Bad Boys. You got anything to plug? Your list of pods?
Yeah, anytime now, Unlock This, the 2 shows for kids. What's More Metal with past guests Noriko Ott and Dan Weber. Ghosts and Hoes, and check out Not That Late Show.
Right.
And then I got Love Hate Laughs show with Paul and Eliza, and a bunch of episodes with Geoff. Actually, it's kind of like our main guest at this point.
Yeah.
He's like almost a co-host.
I'm angling. I haven't said it out right, but every Monday about 5:00, I'm like, you guys need anybody? Who's on the show tonight? Oh, you have it booked. Okay. But it's very fun to do.
It's a fun time.
If it's half as fun to listen to as it is to do, you should fucking listen to it, guys. Right, we have our Patreon. Check that out. Do whatever you want.
For those of you who have already joined, thank you very much. We'll start doing some of those live participation ones probably in August, once you guys actually know that the Patreon's a thing, because it hasn't been released as of the time we've been recording.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Once it's out and you guys are, we're all on the same page. I have July 11th and 12th. I'm at the Comedy Attic in Bloomington, Indiana. August 1st, Leisure Club, Columbus, Ohio. August 2nd, Norwood, Ohio, the Outdoor Festival. Google it. Everything's there. You'll find it. All right, so next week, Bad Boys. Are we done?
I think we're good.
Yeah, meeting adjourned.